Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping right into how AI is completely shaking up one of the oldest industries around, construction. Seriously, if you're an engineer staring down a deadline or a procurement manager just buried in paperwork, you are going to want to see this. The game is really changing.
Look, for as long as anyone can remember, the bidding process has been a huge bottleneck. I mean, we're talking days, sometimes weeks, of manual labor. The risk of human error? Sky high. And comparing bids often felt, well, subjective. But AI just flips that entire script. Suddenly, we're talking about analyzing projects in minutes, using data to get precise, objective results. This is way more than just a simple upgrade. It's a whole new ballgame.
So let's actually dig into that bottleneck for a second, because pretty much everyone in the industry feels this. That pressure to get bids out the door and to get them right, it creates this shared headache that just defines the daily grind for so many people.
I mean, just think about it for a second. You're trying to wade through hundreds of pages of technical documents. The deadlines are always impossibly tight, and in the back of your mind, there's always that fear that one tiny mistake could end up costing a fortune.
Okay, so what if, in the face of all that pressure, you had a co-pilot? Something designed specifically to help you navigate all that complexity. Well, that's exactly the promise of these new AI assistants. They're showing up as a real solution to this age-old bidding problem.
And we have to be absolutely crystal clear about this, because it's the most important point. This kind of tech isn't here to replace you. It's not about making your expertise obsolete. It's about amplifying it. It's designed to take all the boring, repetitive work off your plate so you can focus on the stuff that actually requires your brain power.
So let's put ourselves in the shoes of a bidding engineer for a minute, someone who's right there on the front lines. You know the drill, right? Plowing through massive documents, manually pulling out lists of quantities. Well, AI is here to completely change that entire workflow.
For engineers, there's a module called Ofertare that makes this a super simple four-step process. First, you just upload your project files, and it's incredibly flexible. It can handle PDFs, Word docs, text files, even images of your plans. Next, the AI just chews through all that documentation and generates a draft offer. And then, the final and most important step, refine. The AI does the grunt work, but you have complete editorial control. You're still the expert in the driver's seat.
And what it gives you back is amazing. We're not just talking about a basic summary here. The AI can generate detailed cost estimates, it can put together preliminary Gantt charts to map out a timeline, and it can even give you an initial analysis of potential risks. Think about that. All this stuff that used to take you days is now done in the time it takes to go grab a coffee.
All right, now let's flip the script and look at the other side of the table, the procurement manager. Their problem is a little different, but it's just as tough. For them, it's all about getting to a final decision with total clarity and confidence.
Seriously, just picture this. You've got maybe 10, 20 different offers that have come in for a single project. They're all structured differently. Some are super detailed, some are pretty vague. How on earth do you compare them all in a way that's truly objective, a real apples-to-apples comparison?
This is where a different AI module, the analyzer, comes into play. You feed it all those different offers, and it crunches them all down into a single, easy-to-read comparative report. All of a sudden, you can see everything at a glance, not just the price, but a compliance score, the key strengths of each bid, and even the potential risks that might be hiding in the fine print. It turns a messy, subjective puzzle into a clear, data-driven decision.
And this data gives you immediate clarity. For instance, look at this. Is offer B, the cheapest one, really the best choice when its compliance score is only 70%? Probably not. Suddenly, offer A, even if it's a bit more expensive, looks like a much safer bet with its 95% compliance score. This is the kind of insight that stops you from making really costly mistakes down the line.
And, this kind of objectivity is even more important when you're talking about the public sector. In that world, the stakes are so much higher. Transparency, objectivity, conformity, those aren't just nice-to-haves. They are absolutely 100% non-negotiable.
And that's exactly why a tool like this is so powerful for public bids. The AI is literally built to check everything against the specific rules in the procurement documents. It ensures you're complying with really complex regulations, like Romania's public procurement law. What you get is a detailed, defensible report that can stand up to any scrutiny and save you from all sorts of challenges and delays.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, you realize this isn't just about a faster tool. It's a fundamental shift in how we work. What we're really looking at is a brand new paradigm, a strategic partnership between human experts and AI.
Which brings us right back to this core idea of a strategic co-pilot. The AI's job is to take over the boring, repetitive, administrative stuff. And that, in turn, frees up and amplifies what we humans do best, thinking strategically, coming up with innovative solutions, and making those really critical high-level decisions.
And right there, that's the ultimate payoff. It frees up your single most valuable resource, your time, so you can focus on the work that actually moves the needle. You get to stop worrying about manual data entry and start focusing on optimizing the technical solution. You move from just comparing prices to finding a real competitive edge.
At the end of the day, your expertise, your judgment, that is and always will be your greatest asset. So the real question is, are you ready to give that expertise a co-pilot to help it fly even higher?